Hey everyone, and welcome back to New Woodshire and episode 9 on our Let's Play series. So the last episode we got all the hay bales done on our 2 grass fields. So they're all in the storage shed. It doesn't look like a huge amount. I have given one to the horses and I think I'll give one to the cows as well. What we need to do first is actually jump into our skid steer. Drop off the bale spear. We need to just quickly clean out the animal feed areas. So they are down to 0% cleanliness on both the cows and chickens. And we also will be harvesting our sunflowers today. They're all ready to go. I've already leased the sunflower header and the trailer that's at the store ready to pick up. And I've also taken out a contract on field 28. Also harvesting sunflowers, which we'll do first. Why is this not picking any? There we go. For a second there I thought it was broken. I'll just tip that back into the feed trough. I'll just quickly go and do the chickens. And then that will be the animals okay for a while. I'm having a few problems with the egg pallets. I did go and buy a couple of the egg pallet boxes. The egg pallet boxes. The pallets to put the boxes in. And I need to move that one back. For some reason the eggs have stopped spawning. I'm not sure if that one's 100% full. But I moved all the eggs by hand, the boxes, because it was getting full, and then for some reason it only spawned 3 boxes and then kept saying it was full. And then I moved those and then it just would not spawn any new ones. So I'm not quite sure why it's playing up, but hopefully the pallets will work. So that's the chickens all cleaned out, and I'm pretty sure we're okay for feed and stuff. Yeah, they're fine. The cows are fine, so the cleanliness will update in a bit. Could do with giving them some more hay silage at some point, and the horses are doing okay as well. They're up to 49% trained, so halfway to being fully trained where we can get the money back for those, and then we'll get another 6 to replace them. So what I'm going to do is I'll go and grab the combine and the tractor with the gravity wagon, and then we'll head over to the store, pick up the sunflower header, and then head down to field 28 to do that contract first, and then we'll do our 2 fields afterwards. Okay, so we're in the combine and I've got the 7230 following behind with the gravity wagon. So we'll just get the header first from the store. As you can see there, field 5 is all ready to go. And we've also got field number 1 as well, which we purchased, which will be the first time we'll be harvesting that field. It seems like forever since we actually purchased that with the sunflowers growing in it. So it'd be good to get that one done, and we can get any lime or playing requirements if it needs any of those sorting out. Oh. Just managed to smash the auger off the sign there. Get that attached up and head over to field 28, which just check the map and trying to work out which is the way to get to it. Looks like we need to go past where the fuel station is towards the bottom of the map, and then it looks like we have to go up through the forest to access that field. So the gravity wagon, I have adjusted the XML file and hopefully increased the unload speed so it's a little bit faster, because it is painfully slow. Even on the time lapse, and when you come to unload that at ×10 speed, it just seems to take forever. So I haven't actually tested it yet, so I'm hoping it's been adjusted correct and I haven't made it slower. That will be very painful if it's even slower than it already is. I've also adjusted the capacity slightly just to round it off, so I've increased it from, I think it was 23,949, so I've just rounded it off up to 25,000. Just give that a little bit more. I presume the other value is maybe a realistic volume for it. I'm not sure, but say the unload speed as well might have been realistic for the actual gravity wagon for real life, but in game terms it was just far too slow. So here is field 28. Looks like a fairly decent sized field. So we'll just park that up there, drop that off, and then I can stop the worker before he crashes into the back. I'll get these lights off. I just realised then I'll put the header on the trailer the wrong way around. I did not notice before. So I'll get the combine unfolded, and now looking at this field, this header looks very small. Although the field's not massively huge, and the good thing about the sunflower header is that it's got a much higher working speed, so we can harvest at 9 miles per hour. So it is that little bit faster, like half as much again, so it shouldn't take too long. I did contemplate getting the next size up, but I thought it may be a bit difficult to unload with it being slightly wider than the other header, whether the auger would be a bit too short. But we'll see how it goes with this one. So yeah, I did mention in the last video my plan for Friday was to get 2 or 3 episodes recorded. That didn't go as I intended. I went to upload Friday's time-lapse video, only to then realise that I'd completely uploaded, well, not just uploaded the wrong video. I spent Friday morning editing, rendering and uploading the wrong video. I did episode 70 of Fellsburn instead of 69, not wanting to put an episode out of order. I then tried to get episode 69 edited and rendered and uploaded for Friday. Although it would have been a bit late, it would have been up, what, my internet then decided to not play ball and took forever to upload it, so I didn't actually get it out till Saturday, so I missed Friday's video, which was really annoying, because then I lost obviously the time trying to get this episode recorded. So yeah, you can plan sometimes and it just never works out the way you intend it to. But yeah, hopefully once I've got my my setup all sorted, I'll be changing rooms soon, moving into a different room where I'll be recording from, and I can get all my setup done properly, as at the moment it's just a bit of a makeshift setup. So once I've got all that sorted, hopefully I can get a little bit more organised with the videos and get them uploaded on time, and hopefully they'll improve things a little bit. So we've got nearly 1 lap around the field and we're only 32% full, so it's not going to be a huge yield off this, as I imagine this field's probably not being fertilised, possibly also requires lime. ploughing. We'll just have a check. What's field 28? So yeah, it needs lime. It does need ploughing, but it has got no fertilizing stages on, so it's not going to be the greatest of yields. And also, I think it was 5,217 for the actual contract, and then obviously whatever we get excess crop wise. So one pass round is 11%, so it's not too bad. Okay, so we're just coming up to 90% full on the combine, so what we'll do is get this unloaded this end of the field. So we've done nearly a quarter of it, so I think we're about 25% now harvested. So we should get a fair bit extra off this one, I should imagine. So we do need to deliver it to the central grain elevator, which is not too far away. So I did check this one that we didn't have to load it onto the train to deliver this one. After the extra work I had to do for a very little reward last time we did the contract, where we had to load it up, well, take it to the railroad silos and then load it onto the trains, which was a bit of a nightmare for how much we actually got. So yeah, definitely wanted to make sure that wasn't going to be the case this time round. Okay, so we're coming up to 100% full on the combine. Hopefully we'll make it to the end of the field. And then what we'll do is get this unloaded. I'll put a worker on doing this, and then we'll take the gravity wagon down to the central grain elevator to deliver that load, because we're not going to fit it all in this one wagon, so may as well take what we've got and then come back for the rest, and we'll see how much of the contract that's gonna do. So we're 52% complete so far. So we should have just under 20,000 litres, I think, in the wagon when we've finished unloading the combine. No, 75%, so 18,000 litres. So I'll set the worker off on this. What I'll probably do is I might actually run down the field following the worker, so just make sure I've got the normal worker on. Yeah. So I'll set the worker off. I'll just follow it down the field with the tractor, just filling up the gravity wagon until it gets to the end, and then we'll take that. I don't think there's a shortcut. I think we have to go all the way around. I can't see any marked roads. I mean, the delivery point is literally just over there. I don't think there's any way of accessing it from here. Okay, so that's the combine empty. So we'll get this over to the delivery point. Let our work carry on. Okay, so let's test out this unload on this gravity wagon, see if I have actually made it a little bit faster. Yeah, that seems to be a bit better. Still a bit slow, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was before. I think I changed it from, I think it was set to 350, and I think I changed it to 600. I presume that's like, I don't know if that's litres per second. I'm not sure how it actually measures the speed, but that does seem a hell of a lot better. I possibly could go a little bit more. So that's 69% transported for field 28. So we are, just check, so 76% complete on that contract now. The combine's just 3/4 full. So hopefully when we get back it'll be about 50% full. And we can get that unloaded and get that field all finished off. And then get our 2 fields done. I do also want to try and get fields 8. Get the corn planted in that one, and also trying to get our 2 grass fields fertilised as well before they go to the fully grown stage. Right, so the combine's only got up to 38%, but it is the right way around, so we'll get this unloaded. So not much left to do. Another 3 or 4 passes up and down. So I'll get this one finished off, and then we'll get the last bit delivered, and then we'll get the combine over to our fields. We'll do field 5 first, as we've got to go past it on the way to 1. And what I'll do, I'll just get a worker to do that, and then we'll get the grass fertilised, or get the field 8 planted with the corn. Okay, so finished field 28, just delivering the last bit now. I've got our workers on field 5, so he started the harvesting on that field. So we'll hopefully finish this contract with a fairly decent amount extra. So that's the contract finished. So we should get a fair bit, actually quite a fair bit more than I thought we would. So yeah, just under $20,000 extra, so we'll collect that. So that's taken us up to $26,679, which isn't too bad considering we was, I can't remember what we was down to. We was down close to being in the negative anyway, so that's given us a good healthy boost to the bank balance. And getting the other 2 fields finished, hopefully the price of the sunflowers will hold for a bit while we get those done. Then what we'll do with that money is we'll look at getting some more cows, as we do want to really try and increase those as soon as possible. So we'll at least try and get another, or at least try and get up to 50 if we can get enough money to do that, or close to. And then I think that'll be a fairly decent amount. There's that combine's just coming around for the first lap, so it's only 36% full. So I'll just park this up in the edge of the field, and then we'll go and get the, I say we're going to get the planter. We could do it with the Maxim. All we'll do, because I've got the sprayer set up, we'll go and grab the sprayer, because that's already on the Maxim from when I sprayed the sunflowers, and we'll get our 2 grass fields fertilised. Soybeans are all ready to harvest, but we'll leave those till the next episode. So might as well do this while we've got it all set up. So that'll give us a much better yield next time. The new grass field didn't have any fertiliser stages on at all, but now it's obviously been cut once. We've got the first fertilising state on that now, so we'll get a lot better yield off that next time we come to mow that one. Is that fully grown already? We might not be fertilising the grass. Let's just check. That's one trouble with the grass, it grows too fast. Right, we need to turn grass on actually. So we might not be fertilising the grass. I didn't realise it had quite grown so fast. Get on the right one. So it's not fully ready to harvest, only on the yellow, so we might be able to do it. We'll give it a try anyway and see. If not, then that will be a little bit disappointing. But there's nothing we can do about that. As I say, hopefully we've caught it just in time, but I very much doubt it. But we'll try anyway. Nope. Yeah, I hadn't quite realised it had grown that much. That's a little bit annoying. So we can't fertilise. Let's just check this field. I presume they'll both be exactly the same, so... Yeah, so... Yeah, we won't be doing that then. So what I'll do, I'll get the planter hooked up on this. We'll probably have to put the dual wheels on again like we did before. 'Cause that planter is just on the little bit on the heavy side for this tractor. So I'll go and get that on, then we'll get the corn planted. At least we'll get that done today as well as getting the other two fields harvested. It does look like I'm going to have to go and get the combine unloaded as well, because that's nearly full. Okay, so we've got the planter all hooked up. Got the dual wheels on. So we should be good to go. Hopefully it's going to have enough power to get up this hill. It's quite steep up into that top corner. I've also got the combine unloaded. The worker's not far off. I haven't finished that field. So we need to change this to corn. Get that switched on. And start getting some corn planted. So what we'll do with this one is we'll just harvest this for actual corn again. And when we do come to do some silage, I may do, because we don't exactly have big fields, I may do field 24 and this field as corn for silage. Because I'm going to make it worthwhile leasing a forage harvester to chop the corn up for chaff. Okay, so our work has completely finished now on field 5, so I've just unloaded that. I will have to get that combine over to field 1 to get that one done. I think the top end I'll have to do myself first, because we are extremely close to some of those trees, which we'll have a look at getting cut down once we've finished harvesting the field. So before we get that one replanted, we'll have a look at just cutting those few trees down that are quite close to the edge of that field, to give us a little bit more room and hopefully make it a bit easier for when we do hire a worker on that one. So we've probably got another couple of passes after this one to finish this field off. This tractor is struggling a little bit coming up to this top corner. As I say, it does get quite steep, so we could have possibly done with using the 7230, but I didn't want to take that off the gravity wagon and go and change over put the front linkage back on. So I've got the front weights on that at the moment. So you can see I'm struggling just that little bit's not too bad. But so that corner does get extremely steep. I have been also thinking about buying that little bit of area of land there where the trees are, and possibly doing a little bit of forestry in that, cutting those down and then extending this field to the left hand side, because there is a fair bit of space up in that section up to the road to extend this field a little bit. So that's possibly something we could look at doing. I think we should more than make the money back for what it costs to buy that bit of land from selling the trees. So that's probably something I may look at doing pretty soon actually, and then that will give us a little bit more space on this field. So fortunately it looks like we're going to have a tiny strip, possibly in some areas anyway, so I'll have to just come down and tidy that up. So we'll have this field growing. We've got field 24 still to harvest. Field 1 we've got to harvest, which we'll do in a minute, so then we'll have 5 and 1. I'm also thinking about buying field 6. I think that'll be a nice field to get next to field 1 as well, as it's not an expensive field. And then what we'll do is leave them as 2 separate fields, or we could combine it. There is a bit of space on the side of 6 that we could extend that a little bit, but because I was thinking it might be better to put, well, at least 2 crops in at the same time, so they're growing at the same time, so when we come to harvest them we can do both of those fields while we're over there with the combine. So not necessarily do the same crop in both fields, but do a crop that can be harvested with the same header, so we're not having to come back and swap headers over or anything like that. And I do also think, as we increase our cows, or look to increase our cows, I'm still not convinced we've got enough grass with those 2 fields, but we'll see once we get both of them fully fertilised and get a cut on that, see how much we get off them, and then I'll decide whether we may need another grass field, especially if we want to go up to 200 cows. We are going to need quite a bit of hay, so there is a tiny little bit here I just need to do, and then that's this field all done apart from fertilising. And what I should have done with this one is gone over it with the fertiliser spreader first, because we've not having any fertiliser in the hopper, just using the seed, so we don't have to keep topping up. We haven't got that fertilisation stage while we're actually seeding, so what I'll probably do is I'll probably go over that before the next episode with the fertiliser spreader, and then we'll just give it a spray once it starts growing to get the full fertilisation on that. So I'll just go and drop this back off, and then we'll go and jump back in the combine and head over to field 1, and then we'll get that one done. Okay, so we're over at field 1. So what we'll do, we'll get this one all harvested. I've got the magnum over there as well. As you say, these trees here, see, I'm not even sure if we'll get past with the combine, just about. So that's definitely one there I want to get rid of, and then possibly a few of these of ones that are a little bit close, just to give it a little bit more room on that end, and hopefully that will help when we employ a worker. I don't think we own that section of land there, but that one there's enough gap there for that side, so we're okay there. So it's just that section down over that far side over there and across this top end of the field that we could look at getting sorted. So I think the gravity wagons are about 20,000 litres in there, so that'll be take this up to about 5,000 litres on the combine, and we can get that emptied, and then we'll take the gravity wagon over to the sell point with the best price, which I think is the same place that we took the sunflowers for the contract we did earlier. So if we just give ourselves a little bit of room on this end for a worker to turn around, so we can leave a worker while we go and unload the gravity wagon. So this side's not too bad, but I think possibly just taking those few trees out gives us a little bit of extra money as well. Just that little bit more space. So what I'll probably do as well is, because we are close to the it's not too bad on that end. We don't want the worker ending up in that stream down there. It's quite a bit of a drop off. I'll probably do 2 passes across the bottom of this end of the field as well. Yeah. Definitely don't want the worker going down there, crashing our combine. Well, I'll say fortunately there's no damage to vehicles by crashing, which could get quite expensive. So hopefully that should be more than enough for the worker to turn around with no problems. So I missed a bit again. So I'll set a worker off now, and then we'll jump back in the Magnum. Just need to set that to normal. And we can leave that. We'll wait for that to turn around at the top, and then we'll finish filling this up. So while we wait for that, what's the best price? Stop the tractor before it rolls through the field. So yeah, the best price is still the central grain elevator, 2597. So we should actually get well over 50,000 for this full load. And then we've still got the rest of the field to do as well, so yeah, we should get enough to get another 20... How many cows do we need to take us up to 50? 26. Not the most realistic way of the worker turning around, but it looks like it's still missed a strip, so we could have done with 3 passes across that end of the field. Okay, so that's the gravity wagon full. So we'll head over to the central grain elevator and sell this load. I'll leave our work to continue. Okay, so we're just coming up to the central grain elevator. I estimate around about 63,000 for this load. We're not going to get another full gravity wagon full off that field. but we possibly still get another 10,000 litres plus, so we should have well over 100,000 when we've finished that field. So the money's going up quite fast. So 61. I say, yeah, this wagon I might just adjust the unload speed just that little bit more. Probably take it up to 700. Last 1,000 litres. Well, a little bit more than what I expected. 63,000 I said, so it's $64,946, which is quite good. So we'll head back and get that field finished off. So we're combine's up to 40% full, so it'll probably be close to full by the time we get back over to the field. And we'll get that unloaded and then just finish off what's left. Okay, so just coming back to field 1, and as you see the combine's almost 80% full, so we'll get this unloaded. There's not a huge amount left to do on this field then. I was looking at this auger, we probably could have got away with the 9 metre header just about, rather than the 5.7 we've got, because it does look quite a long auger, but I wasn't quite sure whether it'd be a little bit too big. So we'll leave that filling up and we'll jump back in the combine, take the worker off, and we'll get this bit finished off. So this field needs ploughing. It doesn't require lime, but it does need ploughing. Field 5 is fine because you don't need to plough after sunflowers. So we can get a new crop into that one. Okay, so last 14,480 litres of sunflowers to sell, and then that's field 1 all done, and all our sunflowers done on field 5 as well. Plus we've managed to do the contract up on field 28 today and get some corn planted in field 8. So what we'll do in the next episode is we'll get the next lot of cows, so we'll take it up to 50. We'll also look again those trees removed at the top of field 1 and getting that field ploughed, or go over it with the subsoiler at least. And we'll probably have to get some fertiliser on the corn, because I presume it'll probably have grown. It won't have grown because we'll be on still on the same game day. So we've got our soybeans to harvest as well in field 24 to get done. So we've still got quite a lot of work to get done that needs doing. A few fields now we can get some more crops in. So we'll do all that in the next episode. So I'll get the combine back over, get the sunflower headers all returned and the header trailer, and we'll look at doing that. So I'm going to leave this episode here. So hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. We've got new Farm Simulator 19 videos coming every day. And if you do have any questions, comments or suggestions, then please do leave it in the comment section. So I will try and reply to as many comments as I can. But yeah, time is not always on my side for that one. So yeah, again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one, which hopefully should be Friday. All going to plan for the rest of this week, but as I said at the start of the video, sometimes plans just don't go the way we intend them to, so fingers crossed on that one. So again, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.